think it was killing most of us, obeying him with a gun.
Looks like you'll have to guess again. I suspect Miss Scarlet in the lounge with the rope. Alright, it's getting late and you got school tomorrow. We should probably call it a night, okay?
No.
Well, we can finish tomorrow. Deal?
Deal.
Alright, go get ready for bed. I'll be right in.
Tell me a bedtime story.
Okay.
No, tell me a bedtime story.
Alright. Once upon a time, 6 people, brought together by fate, were trapped in the estate of their host because of a terrible snowstorm.
To think that that poor man had such an accident while we were all sleeping last night.
Oh, come now. Don't jump to such simple-minded conclusions. Obviously, he was murdered.
When a Homo sapiens body temperature reaches negative 70 degrees Fahrenheit, it actually causes hypothermia, which can lead to death.
If all my years of army training have taught me anything about human nature, it's that a man does not get locked out of his own house in the middle of the night and then have an accident that leaves his mangled body near the unidentifiable. I suspect foul play.
Well, don't look at me. You're the one with all the army experience. You could have been the one who murdered him.
Let's not jump to accusations just yet.
What about the doctor? Couldn't you examine the body?
I have a PhD in atomic and molecular physics, and another in sonatology. I don't do autopsies.
What is thanatology?
Oh, it's the study of death and death rituals among different cultures. You ever heard of the Melanesians from Papua New Guinea? They practice endocannibalism. It's a ritual where they will consume the dead so they can feel more connected to them after they pass. Some think it's disgusting, while others find it rather touching.
Good God.
Was this really worth waking me up for?
I think I'm going to be sick. Everyone calm down. Mrs. Price is not well enough for all this talk of murder.
Mrs. Wilson is right. We all need to remain calm and take this one step at a time. First off, where was everyone last night?
My comings and goings are none of your business.
Someone made it my business when they decided to off our host.
The Colonel is right. Besides, we need to learn to trust each other.
I wouldn't trust any of you.
That's it. Gordon, you're first. Where were you last night?
Oh, of course.
Well, go on.
This miserable weather began to give me a cold on my way up here. So after I arrived, I greeted our host and thanked him for his kind offer to go skiing this weekend and quickly retired to my room to nurse myself back to health. I grabbed a book from the study on my way. I spent the remainder of the night in my room until the butler awoke me this morning.
Likely story. You probably came all this way just to kill our host.
Good Lord, I need a drink. Whiskey, neat.
What about you?
Our host was a dear friend of mine. He invited me up for a weekend retreat, and I was tired from my long train ride here. So I spent the entirety of last night in my room. I went to the kitchen once to get a glass of warm milk, and then took a hot bath, and retired around 11:30.
That's odd. I never saw you in the kitchen.
And didn't you spend the evening with your poor, dear, sickly patient?
I was by my lady's side nearly all evening. She was feeling ill, so I took many trips from her room to the kitchen to get her medication and other things to ease her suffering. We were kindly invited to spend the night while following a lead for a possible miracle-working doctor.
Is that true, Miss Price?
That's right. I was very ill. I spent the whole night in my room. Mrs. Wilson came and went fetching my medication from the kitchen. You see, I have some major health complications, and we are here in America to see if we can find a doctor who can cure me. Dear Mrs. Wilson has been my best ally.
And you were ill the entire night?
Yes, I was.
The last 5,000 years, only 2 diseases were ever eradicated, that being smallpox and rinderpest.
Tell me, Dr. Plummer, where were you last night?
Well, You see, I had a leaky faucet in my room. It was driving me crazy when I was trying to work on my research, so I had to fix it. I spent most of the night bashing about the pipes, just trying to stop that leak. You see, I need seclusion and the cold to complete my experiments. Luckily, our host offered his abode so that I could complete my research.
Well, there you have it, Mueller. We are all in the clear. Rock solid alibis, except for you.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
You're not above suspicion. Where were you last night?
I was in the billiard room, perfecting my skills at the billiard table. I intended on challenging our host this morning after our hunt, which sadly never happened. Unlike you, Gordon, I actually practiced rather than making excuses.
Lord, where is my drink?
You're not going anywhere, Gordon!
Stop! There's no need for all this violence.
Why don't you stay out of this, Miss Smith?
Mr. Gordon is innocent. He spent the entire night with me. I can attest he did not commit the murder.
Ah, but who's to say you didn't kill the poor man together?
Shut up, Mrs. Price. Or should I say Mrs. Nelson?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, we both know that you and Mrs. Wilson aren't who you say you are. In fact, you're not sick at all. Who's to say that you two didn't commit the murder?
She is in fact sick. I can attest to that. I know you've hated us ever since we met you.
But how dare you accuse us of this foolishness? Just wait until my husband hears about this.
I don't think you're going to get any sympathy from Richard. Who do you think has been telling him all your dirty little secrets? Like how you haven't actually been spending your weekends away with your sister in London, but in fact with Mr. Travis.
You.
Oh, and by the way, your side of the bed is a bit longer.
In most cases of shooting,
And the butler lived happily ever after. The end. Good night, son.